Hello there, and welcome back. Tonight, we're going to explore something that has been with you since before you were born. Something so close that you might have forgotten to notice it. Your heart. Not the heart of poetry or love songs, though we'll touch on that too, but the actual, physical heart beating in your chest right now. Science is discovering that this organ holds secrets we're only beginning to understand. A kind of intelligence that doesn't think in words, but in rhythms, in warmth, in gentle knowing. Your heart has its own small brain. 40,000 neurons that can learn, remember, and make decisions without ever asking your mind for permission. It generates an electromagnetic field 5,000 times stronger than your brain's, reaching beyond your body into the space around you. So settle in. Let your body find its comfortable position. You don't need to remember any of this. You don't need to do anything at all. Just let these quiet facts about your heart's hidden wisdom wash over you, like a gentle pulse, carrying you toward rest. If you find yourself drifting off, that's perfectly fine. Your heart will keep its rhythm whether you're awake or dreaming. And if you'd like to help other sleepy souls find their way here, a like or subscribe helps more than you know. Now, let's begin with a simple truth that might surprise you. Your heart contains approximately 40,000 neurons, enough to form its own small brain. For most of history, we thought of the heart as a simple pump. Blood goes in, blood goes out, a mechanical device keeping the body running. But in the 1990s, researchers at the University of Montreal made a remarkable discovery. They found that the heart has its own complex nervous system, complete with neurons that can process information independently. These aren't just relay stations passing messages to the brain. They're functional neurons, similar to those in your head, capable of sensing, processing, and remembering. Dr. J. Andrew Armour, who pioneered this research, called it the little brain in the heart. Imagine a small council of advisors, quietly working in your chest, gathering information from every corner of your body and sending their insights upward. Perhaps you might notice, right now, the gentle presence of that heartbeat, a rhythm that has been with you longer than any thought you've ever had. And in this knowing, something shifts, a quiet recognition that you are more than you realized. Scientists call this the intrinsic cardiac nervous system, a network that thinks without asking your brain for permission. This system operates with a surprising degree of autonomy. While your brain certainly influences your heart, the heart doesn't wait for instructions. It processes local information, coordinates its own contractions, and adjusts to changing conditions all on its own. Research published in the journal Neurocardiology in 2004 demonstrated that these cardiac neurons form intricate circuits. They communicate with each other, learn from experience, and adapt to new situations. Think of it like a small village that governs itself. The capital city, your brain, may send occasional decrees, but the village has its own mayor, its own customs, its own quiet way of keeping things running. As you rest here, perhaps your shoulders might soften just a little, letting the weight of them settle downward. This village in your chest has been running smoothly for years. It knows what to do. Your heart began beating in the womb before your brain even formed. Somewhere around the 3rd week after conception, a tiny cluster of cells begins to pulse. There is no brain yet, no nervous system to speak of. just this small flutter of life, beating in the darkness. By day 22, the heart tube has formed and started its rhythm. The brain won't develop its basic structure until weeks later. Your heart was the pioneer, the first organ to step forward and say, "I'll go first." This is like a candle being lit in an empty room. Long before anyone arrives to see it, the light was there, waiting, warmth in the silence. Perhaps you can feel that ancient beginning in your chest right now, a rhythm that predates everything you know about yourself. Your heart knew you before you knew yourself, and it has been keeping time ever since. Around the 3rd week of pregnancy, the heart starts its rhythm, long before there are thoughts to guide it. This timing fascinates developmental biologists. How does a handful of cells know when to start beating? The answer lies in specialized pacemaker cells that spontaneously generate electrical impulses. No signal from the brain is needed. No nervous system required. A study from Stanford University in 2018 traced this process at the molecular level. They found that calcium channels in these early heart cells create their own rhythm, a self-organizing pattern that emerges naturally. Picture a stream finding its way down a mountainside. No one tells the water where to go. It simply follows its nature, carving a path through whatever lies before it. Your jaw might soften now, if it wants to, the tongue resting gently behind your teeth. That stream in your chest has been flowing since before you could dream, and it flows still. The heart can continue beating even when removed from the body. It carries its own spark of life. This phenomenon, observed during heart transplant surgeries, reveals something profound about cardiac autonomy. A heart removed from its original body will keep beating for a time, sustained by its own internal electrical system. It doesn't need the brain to tell it what to do. Surgeons first documented this in the 1960s during early transplant procedures. The donor heart, disconnected from all nervous input, continued its steady rhythm on the operating table. It's as if the heart carries a small sun inside it. Even when separated from everything familiar, it continues to shine. Continuing because that is simply what it does. Perhaps your hands might relax now, fingers uncurling softly, palms open and at ease. The spark in your chest needs no permission to glow. It simply glows. This ability is called autorhythmicity, the heart's gift of self-generated rhythm. Autorhythmicity means the heart creates its own beat. The sinoatrial node, a small cluster of cells in the upper right chamber, acts as the heart's natural pacemaker. These cells don't wait for signals. They generate their own electrical impulses, about 60 to 100 times per minute. Research at Johns Hopkins in 2012 explored how these pacemaker cells maintain such reliable timing. They found a complex interplay of ion channels opening and closing in precise sequences, a molecular clockwork running without any external winding. Think of a music box that never needs to be wound. You set it down, and it plays, year after year, its melody rising unbidden from some hidden spring. The breath might slow now, if it chooses to. Each exhale a little longer than the one before. Your heart's music box has been playing all your life. Listen, and you might hear it. The sinoatrial node, your heart's natural pacemaker, fires about 100,000 times each day. 100,000 electrical impulses, every single day, without fail, without you ever having to think about it. This small cluster of cells, no larger than a grain of rice, has been doing this work since before you were born. Cardiologists at the Mayo Clinic have studied these cells extensively. They found that the sinoatrial node adapts to your body's needs moment by moment, speeding up when you exercise, slowing down when you rest, all automatically, all perfectly calibrated. Imagine a lighthouse keeper who never sleeps. Every night, every storm, every calm sea, the light turns, faithful, unwavering, asking for nothing in return. Perhaps your forehead might smooth now, the small muscles around your eyes releasing their hold. 100,000 times today, and tomorrow, and the day after. Your lighthouse keeper at work. Your cardiac neurons can learn and adapt, just like the neurons in your brain. For a long time, scientists believed that learning was exclusively the brain's domain. But research over the past 3 decades has shown that cardiac neurons exhibit plasticity. They change in response to experience. They form new connections. They remember. A groundbreaking study at Dalhousie University in 2006 demonstrated that heart neurons can be conditioned to respond to stimuli, much like the neurons involved in learning and memory in the brain. Picture a garden that tends itself. The plants notice what works and what doesn't. They shift and adjust, growing toward the light without anyone telling them which way to lean. Your neck might release some tension now, the weight of your head supported fully by the pillow or surface beneath you. The garden in your chest has been learning all your life, learning how to keep you here. Heart transplant recipients sometimes report changes in preferences, perhaps echoes of cellular memory. This phenomenon remains controversial in mainstream medicine, but the anecdotes are striking. Some heart recipients report new food cravings, unfamiliar dreams, or sudden interests they never had before. A few have described memories that seem to belong to their donor. Researchers at the University of Arizona collected case studies in 2002, documenting these experiences. While the mechanism isn't fully understood, some scientists theorize that neurons in the donated heart may carry encoded information. It's like receiving a letter written in a language you don't quite speak. You can't read the words, but something in you recognizes the handwriting. Familiar, somehow, meaningful, somehow. Perhaps your chest might feel more open now, the space around your heart softening, expanding. Who knows what quiet letters your own heart carries? What memories live in its 40,000 messengers? The heart sends far more signals to the brain than the brain sends to the heart. This surprises most people. We tend to think of the brain as the commander, sending orders down to the body. But the communication is hardly one way. Research from the HeartMath Institute found that the heart sends roughly 90% of the traffic in the heart-brain connection. Your heart is constantly reporting to your brain. Blood pressure, rhythm patterns, hormonal levels, emotional states. It's an ongoing conversation. But the heart does most of the talking. Imagine an advisor who speaks more than the king, who notices everything, reports everything, and gently influences decisions from behind the throne. Your breath is finding its own rhythm now. No need to guide it. It knows what to do. The advisor in your chest has much to say, and your brain, it seems, has learned to listen. About 90% of the fibers in the vagus nerve carry information upward, from heart to mind. The vagus nerve is the main communication highway between heart and brain, but it's not a two-lane road. It's more like a massive upward escalator with a small staircase going down. Most of the traffic flows from body to brain, not the other way around. Neuroscientists at the University of California studied this asymmetry in 2014. They found that the brain relies heavily on this ascending information to regulate mood, attention, and even decision-making. Think of it as a river that mostly flows uphill. Strange, perhaps, but that's how your body works. Your heart's wisdom rises toward your thoughts, like mist rising from a lake. Perhaps your feet might feel heavier now, sinking gently into whatever supports them. The mist rises, the wisdom travels, and your brain receives what your heart already knows. Your heart doesn't just follow orders. It whispers its own wisdom to your brain. We're not talking about metaphor here. We're talking about neuroscience. The heart's nervous system processes emotional information and sends it upward, influencing how you perceive the world. When your heart is in a certain state, your brain interprets reality differently. Research published in Psychological Science in 2016 showed that people make different decisions depending on their heart rhythm at the moment of choice. The heart, it seems, has opinions. Imagine a wise friend who sits beside you during every important moment. They don't speak loudly. They don't insist. But their presence shapes everything. Your eyelids might feel heavier now. A gentle weight. Comfortable and welcome. The wise friend in your chest has been whispering all along. And perhaps, without knowing it, you've been listening. Cardiac neurons can sense hormones, chemicals, and pressure changes independently. The heart doesn't wait for the brain to tell it what's happening in the body. It has its own sensors, its own way of knowing. Cardiac neurons can detect changes in blood chemistry, shifts in pressure, and the presence of various hormones directly. A study from Oxford University in 2019 mapped these sensory capabilities in detail. They found a sophisticated detection system, allowing the heart to respond to internal changes before the brain even registers them. Picture a watchman who doesn't need to be told the weather has changed. They feel the shift in the wind, the drop in pressure, the subtle signs that a storm approaches, and they act accordingly. Your stomach might soften now, releasing any tightness that might have gathered there. The watchman in your chest is always on duty, always sensing, always ready. Your heart knew your mother's voice before your ears could hear it. In the womb, long before the auditory system is fully developed, the fetal heart responds to sounds. Vibrations travel through amniotic fluid and tissue, reaching the tiny heart. It beats faster when the mother speaks. It calms when familiar voices are near. Researchers at the University of Helsinki in 2013 studied fetal heart responses to maternal speech. They found clear patterns of recognition. Hearts quickening at the sound of their mother's voice, slowing when strangers spoke. It's like knowing someone's footsteps before you see their face. The rhythm of their approach, recognized by something deeper than sight or sound. Perhaps your breathing has become softer now, easier, more natural. Your heart recognized safety long before you could name it. And perhaps, in moments of peace, it still remembers. The fetal heart responds to sounds, touch, and the mother's emotional state. This sensitivity begins remarkably early. By the second trimester, The developing heart is already responding to the world outside. The mother's stress hormones cross the placenta and reach the baby, and the tiny heart adjusts its rhythm accordingly. Studies from Harvard Medical School in 2010 tracked these responses in real time. They found that when mothers experienced sudden stress, fetal heart rates increased within seconds. When mothers relaxed, so did their babies. Think of two instruments learning to play together. Before there are words, before there is conscious thought, there is this duet, mother and child. Heart speaking to heart. Your whole body might feel heavier now, settling into rest like a leaf settling onto still water. The duet continues, in some form, for the rest of your life. Your heart still remembers the music. In ancient cultures, the heart was considered the seat of the soul. Science is finding they weren't entirely wrong. The Egyptians, the Greeks, the Chinese, and countless other cultures placed enormous importance on the heart. They believed it held our essence, our consciousness, our deepest self. For centuries, modern science dismissed these ideas as primitive superstition. But research from the HeartMath Institute and others is revealing that the heart does influence our mental and emotional states in profound ways. It has its own nervous system, its own intelligence, its own way of knowing. Perhaps the ancients were sensing something real, a truth that took millennia to rediscover. The seat of the soul, beating quietly in the chest. Your hands might feel warmer now, a gentle heat spreading through your fingers. The ancients listened to their hearts, and their hearts, it seems, had something worth saying. The Egyptian word for heart, ib, also meant mind, will, and intention. In ancient Egyptian, there was no separation between heart and mind. The word ib encompassed all of it. When they spoke of a person's heart, they were speaking of everything that made them who they were. Egyptologists at the University of Chicago have studied these linguistic patterns extensively. They found that the heart was considered the center of personality, morality, and thought itself. The brain, by contrast, was often discarded during mummification. Imagine a language that doesn't divide what we have learned to separate. Heart and mind, feeling and thinking. All one word, all one thing. Perhaps the muscles in your face might soften now, especially around the eyes and mouth. One word, one organ, one source of everything you are. The Egyptians may have been onto something. Your heart processes information and makes functional decisions without consulting the brain. This is called local processing, and it happens constantly. When your heart detects a change in blood pressure, it doesn't send a memo to the brain and wait for instructions. It adjusts. When it senses certain hormones, it responds. Immediately, independently. Cardiologists at UCLA documented this autonomous processing in 2017. They found that cardiac neurons make real-time decisions about heart rate, contractile force, and blood distribution without any input from the central nervous system. Picture a skilled worker who doesn't need to ask permission for every small task. They see what needs doing and they do it. Efficient, capable, trustworthy. Your jaw might release a little more now, any remaining tension dissolving like morning mist. The worker in your chest has been making these quiet decisions all day, and all night, and all your life. Cardiac neurons form their own local circuits, small loops of intelligence within your chest. These aren't isolated cells working alone. They're connected to each other, forming networks that process information collectively, just like circuits in the brain. These cardiac networks can handle complex tasks through coordinated activity. Research at Emory University in 2015 used advanced imaging to map these circuits. They found intricate patterns of connection. Neurons talking to neurons, sharing information, working together. Think of a small orchestra. Each musician listens to the others. They don't need a conductor for every note. They've played together so long that harmony comes naturally. Your breathing might be very soft now, almost imperceptible, just a gentle rise and fall. The small orchestra in your chest has been playing together since before you were born, and the music continues. The heart's nervous system can remember patterns and anticipate what comes next. This is perhaps the most remarkable finding of all. Cardiac neurons don't just react, they predict. Based on past experience, they anticipate what the body will need and prepare accordingly. A study at the University of Pittsburgh in 2018 demonstrated this anticipatory function. They found that the heart's nervous system adjusts its activity before expected stressors, preparing the cardiovascular system in advance. Imagine someone who has walked the same path so many times that they know every route, every stone. They don't need to look down anymore. Their feet remember. Perhaps you notice a sense of ease spreading through your body, a letting go that happens without effort. The path has been walked before. Your heart remembers, and it knows where it's going. When you feel something in your heart, your cardiac neurons are genuinely responding. This is not just a figure of speech. When you experience strong emotions, your heart's nervous system activates. You feel it because something is actually happening there. A physical response to emotional reality. Neuroscientists at the University of Sussex in 2020 studied this phenomenon using brain and heart imaging simultaneously. They found that emotional experiences trigger measurable changes in cardiac neural activity. Changes you can feel. It's like discovering that the metaphors were true all along. The poetry was biology in disguise. When people said they felt love in their heart, they were being more accurate than they knew. Your body might feel very still now, very peaceful, very much at rest. The feelings in your heart are real. The knowing in your chest is genuine. It was never just a metaphor. The heart reacts to emotional stimuli milliseconds before the brain registers them. This finding challenges everything we thought about the sequence of perception. The heart knows before the mind thinks. Studies using precise timing measurements have shown that cardiac responses to emotional images occur before the brain's visual cortex even processes what's being seen. Research at the University of California, San Diego in 2011 documented these timing differences with millisecond precision. The heart, it seems, has a kind of precognitive awareness. Picture arriving somewhere and your body knows you're safe before your eyes have even adjusted to the light. A knowing that moves faster than thought. Perhaps your whole body is settling now, sinking deeper into rest with each slow breath. Your heart is always a few moments ahead, always knowing, always ready. Your heart is always listening to your breath, your thoughts, your feelings. The heart monitors everything. Every shift in your breathing pattern registers. Every emotional change creates a response. Every thought that triggers stress hormones sends a message to the cardiac neurons. Researchers at the HeartMath Institute have spent decades mapping these connections. They've shown that the heart is in constant communication with every system in the body, an attentive listener that never stops paying attention. Think of a devoted friend who notices everything, not in an anxious way, but in a caring way. They see when you're tired, when you're stressed, when you finally begin to relax. Your breath is slow and steady now, and your heart is listening, hearing the message of rest. The devoted friend is always there, always attentive, always on your side. The little brain in your chest has been your silent companion since before you took your first breath, long before memory begins. Your cardiac nervous system was already working. It coordinated your first heartbeat. It learned the rhythms of the womb. It prepared your body to enter the world. Developmental biologists at Cambridge University have traced this early development in remarkable detail. They've shown that the heart's nervous system is among the first functional systems to emerge in the developing embryo. Imagine a companion who has been with you from the very beginning, through every change, every growth, every transformation, always present, always working, always faithful. Perhaps you feel deeply relaxed now, held by the quiet rhythm that has never stopped. Your oldest companion, your most faithful friend, beating softly in the darkness of your chest. And perhaps, in this moment, you might feel it there, quietly beating, quietly knowing. We've traveled through 25 facts about the heart's hidden intelligence. Its 40,000 neurons, its ancient wisdom, its constant, faithful rhythm. Right now, as you rest, that small brain in your chest continues its quiet work. It doesn't need your attention. It doesn't need your guidance. It simply beats, and beats, and beats, like a deep well that never runs dry, like a fire that never goes out, like a companion who never leaves. Your whole body is at rest now, heavy and warm and safe. And this is just the beginning, because your heart does something even more remarkable. It speaks in a language of light and waves, reaching beyond your body into the space around you. But for now, just rest here, in the knowing, in the rhythm, in the gentle intelligence that has been with you all along. Your heart generates an electromagnetic field 5,000 times stronger than your brain's. This is not a metaphor or an exaggeration. It's a measurable physical phenomenon. Using sensitive instruments called magnetometers, scientists can detect the electromagnetic field produced by your heart from several feet away. No other organ in your body creates a field this powerful. Research at the HeartMath Institute has been measuring this field for decades. They've found that the heart's electrical activity produces a field that permeates every cell of your body and extends outward into the space around you. Imagine carrying a small sun in your chest, not burning, but radiating, not hot, but warm, sending its light outward in all directions, touching everything near you. Perhaps you might notice the space around your heart feeling more open now, more expansive, as if there's room to breathe there. 5,000 times stronger than the brain. Your heart is broadcasting, even now. This field can be measured several feet away from your body. The heart's electromagnetic signal doesn't stop at your skin. It radiates outward, diminishing with distance but remaining detectable far beyond the boundaries of your physical form. Scientists using SQUID magnetometers have picked up this signal 3 to 4 feet from the body. Dr. Roland McCraty and his colleagues at HeartMath published these findings in 2004. They showed that the heart's field is not only strong, but also information-rich, carrying patterns that reflect your emotional state. Think of ripples spreading across a still pond. The stone drops in the center, but the waves travel outward, touching the far shore. Your heart is the stone. The ripples keep moving. Your shoulders might relax a little more now, dropping away from your ears, settling into ease. The ripples of your heart extend beyond you. They always have. Scientists use sensitive instruments called magnetometers to detect this gentle broadcast. These devices can pick up magnetic fields millions of times weaker than a refrigerator magnet. They're so sensitive that they must be housed in specially shielded rooms to block out interference from the Earth's magnetic field and electrical equipment. Researchers at MIT and other institutions have used these instruments to study the heart's electromagnetic activity in detail. They've mapped how the field changes with each heartbeat, each breath, each shift in emotional state. Picture a radio receiver so finely tuned it can hear a whisper from across a crowded room. That's what these instruments do. They listen for the quiet voice of the heart. Your jaw might soften now, the muscles of your face releasing their grip. Your heart is whispering, and with the right instruments, science can hear it. Your heart's electrical signal, the ECG, is strong enough to be picked up anywhere on your skin. When doctors attach electrodes to your chest, arms, or legs during an electrocardiogram, they're not measuring the heart directly. They're detecting the electrical field that spreads throughout your body with each beat. The signal is strong enough to be read from any point on your skin's surface. This was first demonstrated in the early 20th century by Willem Einthoven, who won the Nobel Prize for developing the electrocardiograph. His work revealed that the heart's electrical activity permeates the entire body. Imagine dropping a pebble into water and watching the ripples reach every edge of the container. No corner is left untouched. The wave moves through everything. Perhaps your hands feel warmer now. The electrical rhythm of your heart pulsing gently through your fingertips. Every part of you resonates with the heart's signal. You are, in a sense, made of heartbeat. The heart produces about 60% of the body's total electrical output. Your brain gets most of the attention when we talk about electrical activity in the body. But in terms of raw power, the heart dominates. It generates the majority of the bioelectrical energy your body produces. Bioelectricity researchers have measured this output carefully. They found that the heart's contribution to the body's electrical field far exceeds that of any other organ, including the brain and nervous system combined. Think of a city where one power plant provides most of the electricity. The other generators help, but this one plant keeps the lights on for everyone. That plant is your heart. Your breathing might be very gentle now, soft and slow and easy. 60%. More than half of your body's electrical power comes from one small organ in your chest. This electromagnetic field changes shape with every emotion you feel. The heart doesn't just beat mechanically. Its electrical output shifts and morphs based on your emotional state. Scientists can actually see the difference between frustration and appreciation in the patterns of your heart's electromagnetic field. Studies at the HeartMath Institute in 2003 demonstrated these changes using heart rhythm analysis. They found that negative emotions create irregular, chaotic patterns. while positive emotions produce smooth, coherent waves. Imagine your heart's field as a flag in the wind. When you're upset, it whips and tangles. When you're at peace, it flows like silk, the same flag, but shaped by different winds. Perhaps your chest feels more open now, the area around your heart softening and expanding. Right now, in this state of rest, your heart's field is finding its smoothest shape. Frustration creates a jagged, chaotic pattern. Appreciation creates smooth, coherent waves. When researchers ask subjects to recall moments of frustration or anger, their heart rhythms become erratic. The electromagnetic field shows sharp spikes and irregular intervals. But when those same subjects shift to feelings of gratitude or love, the pattern transforms into a smooth sine wave. This research, published in the American Journal of Cardiology in 2005, has profound implications. It suggests that our emotions literally reshape the energy we project into the world. Picture two pieces of music. One is harsh and discordant, full of sudden jarring notes. The other is a gentle melody that flows like water. Your heart can play either tune. Your whole body might feel softer now, more settled, more at peace. In this moment of rest, your heart is playing the gentle melody, smooth waves, flowing outward. Your heart's field extends beyond your body, like an invisible aura of warmth. This isn't mysticism. It's physics. Every heartbeat generates an electromagnetic pulse that radiates outward from your body. This field carries information about your physiological and emotional state. Biophysicists have studied this phenomenon extensively. They describe it as a biologically generated field that forms an envelope around the body, strongest near the chest and gradually weakening with distance. Imagine standing by a fire on a cold night. You feel the warmth even before you're close enough to see the flames clearly. The heat reaches out to you. Your heart's field does something similar, reaching out to everything and everyone nearby. Perhaps you notice a sense of warmth spreading through your body now, from your core outward to your fingers and toes. Your heart is a quiet fire. Its warmth extends beyond your skin. When two people sit close together, their heart fields begin to interact. This happens automatically, without conscious awareness. The electromagnetic fields generated by two nearby hearts overlap and influence each other. Scientists have measured these interactions in laboratory settings. Research at the HeartMath Institute showed that one person's heart signal can be detected in another person's brain waves when they're sitting close together. The fields don't just coexist, they communicate. Think of two candles placed near each other. Their flames begin to flicker in response to one another, moved by the same small currents of air. Two hearts, two fields, beginning a silent conversation. Your eyelids might feel heavier now, a pleasant weight, inviting rest. Even when you sit quietly with someone you love, your hearts are exchanging information you'll never consciously know. Mothers and infants naturally synchronize their heartbeats during close contact. This phenomenon, called physiological synchrony, has been documented in numerous studies. When a mother holds her baby close, their heart rhythms begin to align. They don't become identical, but they move toward harmony. Researchers at Bar-Ilan University in Israel published groundbreaking work on this in 2011. They found that skin-to-skin contact triggered rapid synchronization between mother and infant heart rates. Picture two dancers who have never rehearsed, yet somehow find the same rhythm. They listen to each other's movement and adjust. Without words, without thought, they begin to move as one. Your body might feel very peaceful now, very held, very safe. The synchrony between mother and child is one of our first experiences of connection. Heart calling to heart. This heart-to-heart connection happens without words, without conscious effort. Neither the mother nor the baby decides to synchronize their heartbeats. It happens automatically, driven by the interaction of their electromagnetic fields and the body's natural tendency toward harmony. Neuroscientists call this kind of automatic attunement limbic resonance. It's a form of communication that predates language, predates conscious thought. It's the body's oldest way of connecting. Imagine two tuning forks placed near each other. Strike one, and the other begins to vibrate. No one tells it to. It simply responds to the energy in the air. Perhaps your breath and your heartbeat feel like they're working together now, moving in their own gentle harmony. This is how we first learn to connect, not through words, but through rhythm, through resonance, through heart. Couples who have been together for years often develop synchronized heart rhythms. Long-term partners show a remarkable tendency toward physiological alignment. When they're together, their heart rates, breathing patterns, and even brain waves begin to mirror each other. Researchers at the University of California, Davis, studied this in 2017. They found that couples who had been together for many years showed stronger synchronization than newer couples, suggesting that this alignment deepens over time. Think of two trees that have grown side by side for decades. Their roots intertwine beneath the soil. Their branches reach toward each other. Over time, they become part of each other's landscape. Your whole body might feel soft and heavy now, sinking into rest like roots sinking into earth. The longer we share our lives with someone, the more our hearts learn to beat together. Your pet may sense your heart's electromagnetic field. Dogs seem to respond to their owner's cardiac state. Animal behaviorists have long noted that dogs seem to know when their owners are stressed, sad, or unwell. Part of this may be explained by the heart's electromagnetic field, which dogs, with their keen senses, might be able to detect. Preliminary research at Queen Mary University of London in 2016 explored this possibility. They found that dogs' behavior changed in response to their owners' physiological states, even when visual and auditory cues were controlled. Picture your dog lifting its head and coming to you without being called. Somehow, it knew you needed comfort. Perhaps it felt the change in your heart's field before you even knew you were upset. Perhaps your face is softening now, the muscles around your eyes releasing. Our animal companions may know our hearts in ways we don't fully understand. The heart's field carries information about your emotional state. This field isn't just energy, it's information. The patterns embedded in your heart's electromagnetic output reflect what you're feeling. In a sense, your emotions are being broadcast beyond your body. Research published in the International Journal of Psychophysiology in 2012 confirmed that heart field patterns correlate strongly with subjective emotional states. What you feel inside is encoded in the energy that surrounds you. Imagine a radio station that broadcasts not music, but mood. The signal changes with every shift in feeling. Anyone with the right receiver could tune in and know your emotional weather. Your hands might feel very relaxed now, fingers loose. palms soft. Your heart is broadcasting right now. The message is peace. The message is rest. Some researchers believe this is how we sense the mood of others before they speak. You've probably had the experience of walking into a room and immediately sensing the atmosphere. Before anyone says a word, you know something is wrong, or that the mood is celebratory. This gut feeling may actually be a heart feeling. Scientists call this social awareness or emotional contagion. Research at the Institute of Heart Math suggests that our hearts may be picking up information from the electromagnetic fields of people around us. Think of entering a forest and sensing the presence of something before you see it. Something shifts in the air, in the feeling of the space. Your body knows before your mind catches up. Perhaps your whole being feels quieter now, stiller, more present. We sense each other's hearts. We always have. We just didn't know the science behind it. The ancient idea of heart-to-heart communication has a scientific foundation. For thousands of years, humans have spoken of heart-to-heart connections, of knowing someone's heart, of hearts that understand each other. These weren't just poetic expressions. They were describing something real. Modern research confirms that hearts do communicate through their electromagnetic fields. When we feel connected to someone, our hearts may literally be in dialogue. Imagine all those love songs and poems suddenly being validated by laboratory research. "I knew it in my heart" becomes a scientifically supportable statement. Your breathing might be very slow now, very peaceful, very natural. The poets knew, the mystics knew. Now science is catching up to what the heart always understood. Your heart is constantly broadcasting, a gentle signal of who you are in this moment. Every second of every day, your heart sends out its electromagnetic pulse. This signal carries your physiological signature, your emotional state, your present condition. It's always on, always transmitting. Researchers describe this as a biofield that represents your living presence. It changes moment to moment as you change, always reflecting your current state. Picture a lighthouse that doesn't just send light into the darkness, but sends a message about its own condition. The frequency of the light tells ships not just where the shore is, but how the lighthouse is doing. Perhaps you feel very present now, very here, very much yourself. Your signal is going out right now, and the message is one of rest, of peace, of letting go. When you feel connected to someone, your hearts may literally be in conversation. That sense of deep connection, of being truly understood, of being in sync with another person. It may have a physical basis in the interaction of electromagnetic heart fields. Studies at HeartMath have shown that when people feel genuine appreciation for each other, their heart rhythms become more synchronized and their electromagnetic fields more coherent. Connection isn't just a feeling, it's a measurable phenomenon. Think of two instruments playing the same note. Their sound waves reinforcing each other, growing stronger together. When hearts connect, something similar happens in the electromagnetic realm. Your body might feel completely at ease now, held by the silence and the stillness. Connection is real. It lives in the space between hearts. Invisible, but powerful. The electromagnetic heart reaches out even when you're sleeping. Your heart doesn't stop broadcasting when you close your eyes. Throughout the night, it continues to generate its electromagnetic field, reaching beyond your body into the space around you. Sleep researchers have measured this ongoing field during various sleep stages. They've found that it changes subtly as you move through different phases of sleep, but it never stops. Imagine a campfire that burns all through the night, watched or unwatched. You might be sleeping, but the fire keeps glowing. The warmth keeps radiating. Your heart does the same. Perhaps you're drifting now, floating somewhere between waking and sleeping. Even in your deepest sleep, your heart keeps sending its signal. It never rests. It never stops caring for you. In a room full of people, there's an invisible web of heart fields overlapping. When multiple people gather together, each brings their own electromagnetic field. These fields overlap and interact, creating a complex web of invisible energy in the space. Researchers have begun studying these group dynamics. They've found that in harmonious groups, the heart fields tend towards synchronization. In tense situations, they remain chaotic and discordant. Picture a room where everyone carries a candle. Each flame flickers independently, but together they create a collective light. They warm the same air. They cast the same glow, a web of warmth, connecting everyone present. Your eyelids might be very heavy now, a comfortable weight, settling you deeper into rest. Whenever you're with others, your hearts are part of a silent web, connecting, communicating, sharing the space. Your heart's signal can influence the brain waves of someone sitting nearby. This finding is remarkable. Research has shown that one person's heart electromagnetic signal can actually be detected in another person's EEG, their brain waves, when they're sitting close together. Studies at the HeartMath Institute documented this phenomenon carefully. They found that when two people are at ease with each other, this crosstalk between heart and brain becomes clearer and more coherent. Imagine your heart reaching out and gently touching the mind of someone you love. Not through words, not through touch, through the invisible language of electromagnetic waves. Perhaps you feel held now, supported, connected to something larger than yourself. Your heart speaks to the minds around you, and their hearts speak to yours. This happens below conscious awareness, a quiet exchange between two beings. Neither person decides to send these signals. Neither consciously receives them. The exchange happens in the background, beneath the level of thought, as natural as breathing. Neuroscientists call this implicit or subconscious communication. It's the kind of connection that shapes how we feel about someone without us knowing why. Think of how plants communicate through their root systems, sharing nutrients and information underground. On the surface, they seem separate. Beneath the soil, they're connected. We're like that too. Your whole body might feel very quiet now, very still, very at peace. The exchange is happening right now, even as you rest, even as you drift towards sleep. The heart doesn't just pump blood, it radiates a field of living presence. We've been taught to think of the heart as a pump, and it is, but it's so much more. It's a generator of electromagnetic energy, a broadcaster of emotional information, a creator of the field that defines your living presence in space. Physicists and cardiologists working together have expanded our understanding of what the heart does. It's not just a mechanical organ. It's an electrical center of the body. Picture a lamp that doesn't just illuminate a room, but fills it with presence. Its light carries something of what it is. The heart does this for the body. It fills the space around you with your living essence. Your breath is slow and soft now, your body warm and heavy. You are a field of presence. Your heart is its source. Even now, your heart is sending its gentle signal into the space around you. As you rest here, listening to these words, your heart continues its eternal work. It beats. It broadcasts. It sends waves of electromagnetic energy outward, filling the space around you with your unique signature. This signal will continue all through the night. It will continue when you wake. It will continue as long as you live. Your heart never stops reaching out. Imagine a stone thrown into still water, creating ripples that spread outward forever. Your heart is that stone, thrown into the ocean of space. The ripples never stop. Perhaps you feel very peaceful now, very complete, very much at rest. Your heart is sending its signal, and the message tonight is one of calm, of peace, of quiet contentment. Perhaps someone you love can feel it, even from far away. This is speculation, but it's beautiful speculation grounded in what we know about electromagnetic fields. If the heart can influence nearby brains, if people can synchronize across distance, is it so impossible that love might travel on invisible waves? Science hasn't proven this, but it hasn't disproven it either. And countless people have reported feeling connected to loved ones across miles and oceans. Think of two birds that fly in the same flock. Even when separated, something keeps them connected. Something draws them back together. Perhaps it's the same with human hearts. Your entire being is soft and quiet now, drifting gently towards sleep. Somewhere, someone might be thinking of you, and perhaps, in the electromagnetic language of hearts, you're already connected. And this electromagnetic song your heart sings, it's part of a larger conversation, a gentle dialogue between heart and mind that shapes everything you feel. Let's explore that harmony next. When your heart and brain synchronize, scientists call it coherence. Coherence is a state where your body's systems align. Your heart rhythm becomes smooth and regular. Your breathing falls into an easy pattern. Your brain waves shift toward calm, focused states. Everything works together. Researchers at the HeartMath Institute have studied coherence for over 2 decades. They've found that this state is associated with improved cognitive function, emotional stability, and physical health. Imagine an orchestra where every musician is perfectly in tune, perfectly in time. No one struggles. No one rushes. The music flows effortlessly, each instrument supporting the others. Perhaps you can feel your body moving toward that harmony now. Heart and breath finding their natural rhythm together. Coherence isn't something you have to force. It's something you allow. In coherence, your heart rhythm becomes smooth and wave-like, a gentle sine curve. When scientists measure heart rate variability during coherent states, they see a distinctive pattern. Instead of the jagged, irregular peaks of stress, the graph shows smooth, rolling waves. This pattern reflects a heart at ease. Cardiologists call this a coherent heart rhythm pattern. It oscillates at about 0.1 Hertz, or roughly 6 cycles per minute. This frequency seems to be optimal for the heart-brain connection. Picture the surface of a calm lake. No wind, no disturbance, just gentle, even ripples spreading outward in perfect circles. That's what your heart rhythm looks like in coherence. Your breathing might naturally slow now, finding its own gentle wave pattern. Smooth waves, easy rhythm. This is what your heart does when it feels safe. This state occurs naturally during feelings of appreciation, love, or deep calm. You don't need special equipment to enter coherence. You don't need training or practice. Whenever you genuinely feel grateful, loving, or peaceful, your heart tends toward this coherent pattern automatically. Researchers discovered this by asking subjects to recall moments of sincere appreciation. Within minutes, their heart rhythms shifted into coherence. The emotion itself creates the physiological state. Think of a time when you felt deeply grateful, perhaps for a person, a moment, a simple pleasure. Remember how your body felt. That ease, that warmth, that quiet joy. Perhaps that feeling is present now, a gentle appreciation for this moment of rest. Your heart knows how to find coherence. It just needs the right emotional conditions. Heart rate variability, the subtle changes between beats, reveals your body's inner harmony. Your heart doesn't beat like a metronome. There are tiny variations in the time between each beat, measured in milliseconds. These variations, called heart rate variability, or HRV, tell us a lot about your health and emotional state. Researchers at Harvard Medical School have studied HRV extensively. They've found it's one of the best indicators of overall physiological resilience and autonomic nervous system balance. Imagine listening to a musician who plays with perfect mechanical precision versus one who plays with subtle human variation. The second sounds more alive, more natural. Your heart has that same aliveness in its variability. Your jaw might release any remaining tension now, softening, letting go. The variations in your heartbeat are not flaws. They're signs of life, signs of adaptability, signs of health. A healthy heart never beats with perfect regularity. It dances with slight variations. This might seem counterintuitive. We often think regularity equals health. But for the heart, too much regularity is actually a warning sign. Healthy hearts have rich variability. Clinical cardiologists have known this for decades. Reduced heart rate variability is associated with various health risks, while high variability indicates a robust, adaptable cardiovascular system. Picture a tree swaying in the breeze. It doesn't stand rigidly still. It moves, is nocturnal, responds to every small gust. A tree that couldn't sway would break in the first storm. Your heart is like that tree. Your body might feel very relaxed now, moving with its own subtle rhythms. The dance of your heart is a sign of strength, not weakness. Variation is vitality. High heart rate variability is linked to longer life and better health. Study after study has confirmed this connection. People with higher HRV tend to live longer, recover from illness faster, and maintain better physical and mental health throughout their lives. The Framingham Heart Study, one of the longest-running cardiovascular research projects, has tracked this relationship for decades. Their data shows a clear correlation between HRV and longevity. Think of heart rate variability as a measure of your body's reserve capacity. High variability means you have resources to draw on when challenges arise. You can adapt. You can respond. You can recover. Perhaps your feet feel heavy now, warm and grounded. Your heart's natural variability is a gift, a sign of the life force flowing through you. The vagus nerve is the main highway between your heart and brain. This remarkable nerve wanders from your brainstem down through your neck, past your heart, and into your abdomen. Along the way, it connects to nearly every major organ. It's the body's information superhighway. Neuroanatomists have mapped the vagus nerve in exquisite detail. They've found that it carries signals in both directions, allowing heart and brain to communicate constantly. Imagine a ancient road connecting two great cities. Messengers travel back and forth day and night, carrying news and instructions. The vagus nerve is that road, and the messengers never rest. Your neck might soften now, the path of the vagus nerve releasing any holding. The highway is always open. Heart and brain are always in conversation. This wandering nerve got its name from the same root as vagrant. It travels throughout your body. The word vagus comes from Latin, meaning wandering or straying. It's the same root that gives us vagrant and vagabond. The name perfectly captures this nerve's meandering path through the body. Anatomists in the 18th century chose this name when they traced the nerve's surprisingly extensive route. No other cranial nerve travels so far or connects to so many organs. Picture a river that refuses to flow straight. It curves and bends, touching every valley, nourishing every field it passes. The vagus nerve is like that river, bringing connection everywhere it goes. Your whole body might feel more connected now, more integrated, more whole. The wandering nerve connects everything, heart to brain to gut to lungs. One continuous conversation. Strong vagal tone helps you recover quickly from stress. Vagal tone refers to the activity level of your vagus nerve. When it's high, your body returns to calm quickly after stress. When it's low, you stay activated longer, and stress takes a greater toll. Researchers measure vagal tone through heart rate variability and other physiological markers. They found that people with high vagal tone are more resilient, both physically and emotionally. Think of a rubber band that stretches under pressure but snaps back easily. That's high vagal tone. The stretch happens, but the return to normal is quick and complete. Perhaps your body is returning to calm now, any remaining tension dissolving. Your vagus nerve is helping you settle, guiding you back to baseline, doing what it does best. Simple, slow breathing can activate the vagus nerve and create coherence. You don't need special techniques or expensive equipment. Just breathing slowly, especially extending the exhale, stimulates the vagus nerve and shifts your body toward coherence. Neuroscientists have demonstrated this effect repeatedly. Slow breathing at about 6 breaths per minute creates optimal conditions for heart-brain synchronization. Imagine a gentle tide, rolling in and rolling out, each wave slower than normal, each exhale a little longer than the inhale. This simple rhythm tells your body it's safe. Your breath might be very slow now, very gentle, very easy. No special skill required. Just breathe. Your body knows what to do with the signal. Around 6 breaths per minute naturally aligns heart rhythm with respiratory rhythm. This breathing rate, roughly 1 breath every 10 seconds, creates a resonance between heart and lungs. The two systems begin to synchronize, amplifying each other's calming signals. Researchers call this resonance frequency breathing. Studies have shown it maximizes heart rate variability and creates the strongest coherence patterns. Picture two pendulums hanging from the same beam. Over time, they begin to swing together. Their rhythms align without anyone touching them. This is what happens between heart and breath at 6 breaths per minute. Your body might feel very still now, very peaceful. 6 breaths per minute. Your natural frequency of calm. Your body remembers it. This is why deep breaths feel so calming. They're creating harmony inside you. When someone tells you to take a deep breath to calm down, they're giving you scientifically sound advice. Deep, slow breathing activates the parasympathetic nervous system and triggers the coherence response. Physiologists understand the mechanism clearly now. The exhale, in particular, stimulates the vagus nerve, which tells the heart to slow down and the body to relax. Think of it as a conversation. Your breath speaks to your heart. Your heart speaks to your brain. The message passes from one to another, all is well. You can rest. Perhaps you feel very calm now, very settled. Every deep breath is a gift you give yourself, a moment of harmony created from the inside out. Gratitude can shift your heart into coherence within just a few minutes. Researchers asked subjects to spend 3 to 5 minutes focusing on genuine appreciation, whether for a person, a place, a memory, or a simple pleasure. Within that short time, their heart rhythms shifted into coherent patterns. Studies at HeartMath Institute, published in 2015, documented these rapid shifts. The emotional state creates the physiological state, quickly and reliably. Imagine gratitude as a tuning fork. Strike it, and your whole body begins to resonate at its frequency. The vibration spreads from your heart outward, bringing everything into alignment. Perhaps there's something you feel grateful for right now. This moment of rest, the softness of where you lie, the quiet of the night. Gratitude is medicine, and it works in minutes. When you recall a moment of genuine appreciation, your heart pattern changes. This isn't visualization or imagination. It's physiology. When you bring to mind something you truly appreciate, your autonomic nervous system responds. Your heart rhythm shifts measurably. Neuroscientists have tracked these changes using real-time heart monitoring. The shift from stress to coherent patterns happens as quickly as you can genuinely access the feeling. Picture a snow globe that's been shaken. Everything is swirling. Then you set it down, and the flakes begin to settle. That settling is what happens in your body when you touch genuine appreciation. Your face might be very soft now, relaxed, at peace. Memories of love change your body, even now, just by remembering. This isn't just a metaphor. Love literally changes the rhythm of your heart. When you feel love, compassion, or deep care, your cardiac neurons respond. Your heart rate variability increases. Your electromagnetic field becomes more coherent. The physical heart transforms with the emotional experience. Cardiac researchers have measured these changes in controlled experiments. Love isn't just a feeling in the mind. It's an event in the body. Think of your heart as an instrument that plays different music depending on your emotional state. When you feel love, it plays its smoothest, most harmonious melody. Your whole body might feel warm now, held by an inner warmth. Love changes your heart. This is science. This is also poetry. Both are true. In Coherence, the brain receives clearer signals from the heart. When the heart's rhythm is smooth and organized, the signals it sends to the brain are easier to process. The brain can hear the heart better and respond more appropriately. Neuroimaging studies have shown this improved communication during coherent states. The prefrontal cortex, responsible for higher reasoning, shows enhanced activity and connectivity. Imagine trying to have a conversation in a noisy room versus a quiet one. In coherence, the noise drops away. Heart and brain can finally hear each other clearly. Perhaps your mind feels quieter now, stiller, more clear. In this state of rest, your heart's messages are getting through, loud and clear. Cognitive function improves when heart and brain are in sync. People in coherent states perform better on cognitive tests. They think more clearly, remember more accurately, and make better decisions. The heart-brain connection isn't just about feeling good. It's about functioning well. Research published in the Journal of Alternative and Complementary Medicine in 2010 documented these cognitive improvements. Coherence isn't just relaxation. It's optimization. Think of a computer running smoothly versus one bogged down by conflicting programs. Coherence is like closing all the unnecessary tabs. Everything works better. Your breath is easy now, your body at rest. When you wake from this rest, your mind may feel clearer. That's coherence doing its work. Decisions made in coherence tend to feel clearer, more grounded. When heart and brain are synchronized, there's less internal conflict. The signals align. The path forward feels more obvious. Decisions come more easily, and you feel more confident in them. Psychologists have studied decision-making in coherent versus incoherent states. They've found that coherent states reduce hesitation and increase satisfaction with choices made. Picture standing at a crossroads in fog versus standing there in clear sunlight. The paths are the same, but one moment you can see them clearly. Coherence is the sunlight. Your body might feel very grounded now, very present. The clarity is available whenever you need it. Heart and brain working together. The phrase "listen to your heart" has a physiological basis. For generations, people have advised others to listen to their hearts when making important decisions. Now we understand why this wisdom persists. The heart does send meaningful signals to the brain. Cardiologists and neuroscientists now recognize that the heart's input influences perception, emotion, and decision-making. Listening to your heart means paying attention to these signals. Imagine that all those times people said those words. They were describing a real neurological process. The folk wisdom was science before science caught up. Perhaps you feel very quiet inside now, able to hear subtle things. Your heart has wisdom. The research confirms what people have always known. When your heart is coherent, its wisdom becomes easier to hear. In states of stress or chaos, the heart's signals get lost in the noise. But when you're calm and coherent, those subtle messages come through more clearly. Researchers have found that people are better at intuitive tasks when they're in coherent states. The heart's intelligence can only guide you when you're quiet enough to hear it. Think of listening for a whisper in a crowded room versus a silent one. The whisper is always there. You just need the quiet to hear it. Your whole being might be very still now, listening. In this stillness, your heart can speak, and you can hear. Long-term meditators show consistently higher heart rate variability. People who have practiced meditation for years show measurably different heart patterns than those who haven't. Their baseline HRV is higher, indicating greater physiological resilience and flexibility. Studies comparing experienced meditators to controls have found these differences consistently. The practice of regular inner quiet leaves lasting marks on the heart's behavior. Picture a path through a forest. Walk it once, and the grass soon recovers. Walk it daily for years, and a clear trail emerges. Meditation creates a pathway to coherence that becomes easier and easier to find. Perhaps you're walking that path now, resting in the quiet. Every moment of stillness builds the trail. Every rest strengthens the heart. The state you're moving toward right now, relaxation, naturally increases coherence. As you lie here, listening, your body is doing what bodies do when they feel safe. The parasympathetic nervous system is activating. Your heart rhythm is smoothing. Coherence is rising. This isn't something you have to achieve. It's something that happens when you allow it. Just by resting, just by letting go, you're creating the conditions for heart-brain harmony. Think of ice melting in warm water. You don't have to force it. The warmth does the work. Your relaxation is the warmth. Coherence is what melts into being. Your body is very soft now, very warm. Relaxation is coherence in action. You're already there. As you settle into rest, your heart and brain begin their nightly dance. Every night, as you transition from waking to sleep, your heart and brain coordinate a complex dance of changing rhythms. They slow together. They synchronize. They prepare for the deep work of rest. Sleep researchers have mapped this transition in detail. The shift from waking to sleeping involves precise coordination between cardiac and neural rhythms. Imagine two partners who have danced together for years. They don't need to think about the steps. They move as one, guided by music only they can hear. Perhaps you're beginning that dance now. The first slow steps towards sleep. Heart and brain know this dance. They've done it every night of your life. Sleep is a time of deep coherence. Heart, brain, and body moving as one. During healthy sleep, especially deep sleep, your body achieves remarkable levels of internal synchronization. Heart rate, breathing, brain waves all align in patterns that promote healing and restoration. Somnologists have measured these patterns extensively. They've found that the quality of this nighttime coherence affects how rested and restored you feel upon waking. Picture all the instruments of an orchestra finally putting down their individual parts and playing one long, sustained chord together. That's what your body does in deep sleep. One unified sound. Your eyelids are heavy now, your body ready for that unison. The deepest rest awaits, and your body knows exactly how to get there. Perhaps you can feel it beginning now, a gentle alignment happening without effort. We've explored the science of coherence, the harmony between heart and brain. But right now, you don't need to understand it. You just need to let it happen. Your parasympathetic system is activating. Your vagus nerve is doing its work. Your heart rhythm is finding its smoothest pattern, all without you having to try. Think of how a bird knows to migrate, how a flower knows to turn toward the sun. Your body knows how to find coherence. It's been doing it since before you were born. You are deeply relaxed now, deeply at peace. When heart and brain find their harmony, something beautiful emerges. a rhythm that has been with you from your very first breath and will stay with you through every moment of rest. Let's follow that rhythm now, into the wisdom of its ancient beat. Your heart beats about 100,000 times every day. 100,000 contractions. 100,000 relaxations. Every single day. Without you having to think about it. Without you having to ask. Your heart just keeps going. Cardiologists have calculated this number precisely. From the moment you wake to the moment you sleep and all through the night, your heart maintains its steady rhythm, about 70 beats per minute, on average, adding up to that remarkable daily total. Imagine a worker who shows up every day, never takes a day off, never complains, never asks for recognition, just does the work, hour after hour, year after year. That worker lives in your chest. Your body is very heavy now, very still. 100,000 times today, and your heart will do it again tomorrow. Over a lifetime. That's roughly 3 billion beats. Each one a small act of devotion. 3 billion. The number is almost impossible to comprehend. 3 billion individual contractions. Each one pushing blood through your body. Each one keeping you alive for another moment. Mathematicians and cardiologists have calculated this number based on average lifespans and heart rates. It's an astonishing sum of repetitive, faithful labor. Think of 3 billion as a number of grains of sand on a beach, or stars in a galaxy. Each grain, each star, is one beat of your heart, one small pulse of life, repeated endlessly. Perhaps you feel the weight of that devotion now, the quiet gratitude of being kept alive. 3 billion acts of devotion, and counting. And yet, your heart also rests. In the pause between each beat, we think of the heart as always working, but between each contraction, there's a moment of stillness, a pause, a rest. The heart fills with blood, the muscles relax, and for a fraction of a second, there is quiet. Cardiologists call this the diastolic phase. It's when the heart receives, rather than gives. When it refills, preparing for the next beat. Picture a wave that rises and then falls. The falling is not nothing. It's the wave gathering itself for the next rise. Your heart does the same. Your breath might be very soft now, your body very still. Even the hardest working part of you knows how to rest. It does so with every single beat. This resting phase is called diastole, the heart's moment of quiet refilling. Diastole comes from a Greek word meaning drawing apart or expansion. It's the phase when the heart chambers expand and fill with blood, preparing for the next contraction. During diastole, the heart muscle relaxes completely. Blood flows in from the lungs and body. The chambers fill. Everything prepares for the next systole, the next squeeze. Imagine lungs taking a breath. That's what diastole is for the heart. An inhalation, a receiving, a moment of letting in rather than pushing out. Perhaps you're in your own kind of diastole now, receiving, refilling, resting. The pause between beats is as essential as the beat itself. Your heart spends more time resting than working, about 60% of each cycle. This surprises most people. We think of the heart as constantly pumping, but the contraction phase, systole, is actually shorter than the relaxation phase. Diastole. Your heart rests more than it works. Physiologists have timed these phases precisely. The ratio varies with heart rate. But at rest, diastole typically lasts longer than systole. Think of it as a rhythm of giving and receiving. The heart gives with each beat, but it receives for longer. It refills more than it empties. It rests more than it works. Your whole body might feel very restful now. Permission to rest, just like your heart. Even your tireless heart knows that rest is essential, more essential, even than work. Even the hardest working muscle in your body knows the importance of rest. The heart never stops, but it rests with every beat. This built-in rhythm of work and rest is what allows it to continue for decades without burning out. Cardiologists point to this as a model for sustainable effort. The heart doesn't try to work constantly at maximum intensity. It pulses, it poses, it sustains. Imagine learning from your heart how to live. Work, then rest. Effort, then ease. Give, then receive. A rhythm that can continue for a lifetime. Perhaps your own need for rest feels honored now. Validated by your heart's example, your heart shows you rest is not weakness. Rest is wisdom. At night, your heart naturally slows down, honoring the body's need for recovery. As you move from waking to sleeping, your heart rate decreases. The body's need for oxygen drops, and the heart responds by beating more slowly. This is natural. This is healthy. This is your body taking care of itself. Sleep researchers have tracked these nighttime changes carefully. Heart rate typically drops 10 to 20% during sleep, reaching its lowest point in the early morning hours. Picture a river that flows more slowly through a quiet valley. The rush of the rapids is behind. Now there is just gentle, easy flow. Your heart at night is like that river. Your heart might be slowing now, following you towards sleep. The night is for rest. Your heart knows this. It's already preparing. Your parasympathetic nervous system takes over, bringing calm to every cell. During sleep, the rest and digest branch of your nervous system dominates. The parasympathetic system slows the heart, relaxes the muscles, and promotes healing throughout the body. Neuroscientists call this a shift in autonomic balance. The stress response system quiets down, and the recovery system takes charge. Imagine a night watchman who dims the lights and lowers the heat as everyone goes to sleep. Energy is conserved. Restoration begins. Your parasympathetic system is that watchman. Perhaps you feel that shift happening now. The watchman taking over. Calm spreading through every cell. The calm is here. Let it do its work. Heart rate during sleep can drop 20 to 30% below waking levels. This significant decrease reflects your body's reduced needs during rest. Less movement means less oxygen required, which means the heart can ease its pace substantially. Sleep researchers monitoring overnight heart rates have documented these drops consistently. It's one of the markers they use to assess sleep quality and depth. Think of an engine idling instead of racing. Still running, still ready, but conserving energy, using only what's needed. Your heart at night is that idling engine. Your heart might be slowing right now, following your body's lead toward deeper rest. 20 to 30% slower. Your heart giving you the gift of reduced effort. This is your heart's gift to you, its way of healing while you dream. During sleep, your body repairs tissues, consolidates memories, and restores energy. The heart's slower pace during this time supports all of these processes by reducing strain and allowing recovery. Cardiologists emphasize the importance of this nightly restoration. Hearts that don't get adequate rest during sleep show more wear over time. Imagine your heart saying, "Rest now. I'll keep things running, but gently. This is your time to heal." Every night, this gift is given. Perhaps you feel held by that gift now, supported, cared for. Your heart is giving you this gift right now. Accept it. Rest. Your heart rhythm follows the seasons. Slightly slower in winter, faster in summer. This subtle variation reflects our ancient connection to the natural world. Longer, darker days seem to trigger a slight slowing of the heart, while the activity of summer brings a slight increase. Researchers studying seasonal variations in heart rate have found these patterns across different populations. We are still, in some ways, creatures of the seasons. Picture how all of nature slows in winter. Trees rest. Animals hibernate. Even your heart joins this ancient rhythm, beating a little more slowly as the days grow short. Your body feels very quiet now, very still. You are part of the seasons. Your heart knows their rhythm. It responds to music, matching tempo with the songs you hear. Your heart is remarkably sensitive to rhythm. When you listen to music, your heart rate tends to synchronize with the tempo. Faster music speeds it up. Slower music slows it down. Music therapists have used this principle for decades. They select music with specific tempos to help patients relax or energize, knowing the heart will follow. Imagine your heart as a musician that can't help but play along. Whatever song fills the air, your heart picks up the beat. It's a dancer that can't stay still. Perhaps the rhythm of these words is affecting your heart now. Slow, steady, peaceful. Your heart is listening. It's always listening. Slow, gentle music can literally slow your heartbeat. This isn't just subjective feeling. It's measurable physiology. Studies have shown that listening to slow music, around 60 beats per minute, tends to bring heart rate down to match. Cardiologists and music therapists have collaborated on research showing these effects. Slow music activates the parasympathetic nervous system, promoting the same calm that sleep brings. Think of a lullaby. The slow, gentle rhythm isn't just soothing to the mind. It's actually changing the rhythm of the heart. The song becomes a physiological instruction. Your heart is very calm now, very slow. The gentlest music is playing in your chest, the music of rest. Your heart synchronizes with loved ones, couples, parents and children, close friends. When people who care about each other are together, their hearts tend to beat in similar patterns. This synchronization deepens with closeness and time together. Researchers have documented this in couples, in parents with their children, and in close friends. The more connected the relationship, the stronger the synchronization. Picture two hearts learning each other's language over years of shared life. They don't become identical, but they find a common dialect, a shared rhythm, a way of beating that says we belong together. Perhaps you feel connected to someone right now, even from a distance. Your heart knows its people, And somewhere, their hearts are keeping similar time. When you're near someone you trust, your heart finds its easiest rhythm. Safety allows the heart to relax. When you're with people who feel safe, your nervous system calms, and your heart settles into a more coherent, variable pattern. Psychophysiologists call this social regulation. The presence of trusted others helps regulate our internal states, including heart rhythm. Imagine your heart as a shy creature that only fully relaxes around those it trusts. In safe company, it unclench. It breathes easier. It beats more freely. Perhaps you feel safe now, safe enough to let your heart fully rest. Safety is a gift we give each other, and the heart always knows when it's been given. The heart remembers safety, and in safe places, it relaxes. Your cardiac neurons carry memories. Places where you've felt safe leave an imprint. When you return to those places, or even think of them, your heart tends to relax. Researchers have found that environmental cues associated with safety trigger parasympathetic activation. The body remembers, even when the mind doesn't consciously recall. Think of a place where you've always felt at peace. A room, a landscape, a particular chair. Your heart knows that place, and even the memory of it can trigger relaxation. Perhaps you're imagining such a place now, feeling the safety of it. Your heart remembers safety, and it's finding that feeling now. Your heartbeat was the first sound you ever heard. Your mother's rhythm, surrounding you. In the womb, your mother's heartbeat was the constant soundtrack of your existence. Before you could see, before you could think, you heard that steady rhythm. It was your first experience of being held. Developmental psychologists believe this early exposure creates a deep association between heartbeat sounds and safety. We are born knowing this rhythm means we're not alone. Imagine that sound steady, muffled, ever present. The first music you ever knew, the rhythm that meant everything was okay. Perhaps you can almost hear it now. That ancient, familiar beat. Your first experience of the world was a heartbeat, and somewhere you still remember. That ancient memory of safety lives somewhere in your cardiac neurons. The heart that first heard your mother's heartbeat is the same heart beating in your chest right now. Its 40,000 neurons carry traces of those earliest experiences. Neuroscientists theorize that prenatal experiences leave lasting marks on the developing nervous system, including the heart's intrinsic nervous system. Think of it as your heart's oldest memory, not a memory you can recall consciously, but one that lives in the way your heart responds to rhythm, to closeness, to being held. Perhaps you feel very safe now, very held. Your heart's oldest memory is one of safety, and that memory is still with you. The sound of a heartbeat is universally soothing, a return to our first home. Across cultures, the sound of a heartbeat calms people. White noise machines often include heartbeat sounds. Newborns settle when they hear it. Even adults find it comforting. Psychologists attribute this to our prenatal experience. The heartbeat sound takes us back, at some deep level, to the time when we were completely held, completely safe, completely cared for. Imagine carrying within you a key to peace that you've had since before birth. The heartbeat sound is that key. It opens a door to your oldest, deepest sense of safety. Your own heartbeat is sounding now, soft, steady, soothing. You are home. You have always been home. Your heart has been playing this welcome song all along. Your heart has been your faithful companion through every moment of your life. Every joy you've ever felt, your heart was there, beating faster with excitement. Every sorrow, it was there, aching with you. Every ordinary day, it was there, keeping time, keeping you alive. This companion has never left you, not for a second, not since before you were born. It has witnessed everything, been present for everything, sustained everything. Think of the longest friendship you've ever had. Your relationship with your heart is longer. It knew you before anyone else did. It will stay with you until the very end. Perhaps you feel gratitude for this companion now, this faithful presence. Your heart has been with you through everything, and it's with you now. It beat through your joys, your sorrows, your ordinary days. Your heart didn't skip your hard days. It was there when you were afraid, when you were grieving, when you were lost. It kept beating through all of it. And it was there for your good days too. Your celebrations, your accomplishments, your moments of love. It beat faster in excitement, slower in peace, but it always beat. Imagine a friend who stayed through everything, the terrible nights and the beautiful mornings, never leaving, never judging, just being there. Your body is very soft now, very quiet. Through joy and sorrow, ordinary and extraordinary, your heart stayed. It always stayed. It asks nothing in return, just beats and beats and beats. Your heart doesn't demand gratitude. It doesn't require acknowledgement. It doesn't stop working if you forget about it. It just keeps going, asking nothing. This kind of unconditional service is rare in the world. Most things that sustain us ask for something back, but the heart just gives. Think of pure generosity, giving without expecting anything in return, working without recognition, serving without complaint. That is your heart. Perhaps you feel a wave of appreciation for this tireless giver. It asks nothing. It gives everything. It has been doing this your whole life. Right now, in this quiet moment, your heart is doing what it has always done. As you rest here, listening to these words, your heart continues its eternal rhythm. It doesn't know these are special words about hearts. It just beats, as it always has, as it always will. This moment is both ordinary and extraordinary. Ordinary because your heart has beaten millions of times before. Extraordinary because each beat is a small miracle of continuation. Imagine pausing to notice something you've taken for granted all your life. The breath in your lungs, the ground beneath you, the heart in your chest. This moment of noticing is a gift. You are very still now, very present. This moment, this beat, this life, it continues, keeping you alive, keeping you here, keeping time with the universe. Your heart is your connection to the flow of time. Each beat marks a moment. Each moment leads to the next. You are a living clock, measuring existence one heartbeat at a time. Philosophers and poets have long noted this connection between heartbeat and time, the rhythm of life itself, playing out in your chest. Think of the universe as having a pulse, and your heart as part of that vast rhythm. Stars burn, planets turn, and here, in your small body, A heart keeps time with it all. You are part of the universe's rhythm now, beating with it, resting with it. You are here. You are alive. You are part of everything. And as you drift towards sleep, your heart will continue its gentle watch. This is our final fact, but your heart's work continues. Through the night ahead, it will keep its vigil. You can let go. You can rest completely. Your heart will take care of things. All through human history, hearts have kept this watch. While minds dreamed, hearts stayed awake, faithful, tireless, devoted. Imagine surrendering completely to sleep, knowing you are guarded by something that will never abandon its post. That is what your heart offers you tonight. You can let go now, completely. Your heart will continue its gentle watch. It will be there when you wake. It has always been there. It always will be. And so we come to the end of our journey through the heart's hidden intelligence. 100 quiet truths about the organ that has been with you longer than memory, longer than thought, longer than your first breath. 40,000 neurons, forming a small brain that thinks in rhythms, an electromagnetic field that reaches beyond your skin, connecting you invisibly to those you love, a harmony between heart and mind that deepens with every moment of rest. Your heart knew you before you knew yourself. It will continue its faithful rhythm through this night and all the nights to come. You don't need to guide it. You don't need to remember to breathe. Your heart knows what to do. So let your shoulders soften now. Let your jaw unclench. Let your thoughts drift like leaves on a quiet stream. Your heart is keeping watch. And if you're still awake, that's perfectly fine. These words will wait here, patient as a heartbeat, whenever you want to return. May your dreams be gentle. May your heart find its easiest rhythm. May you wake feeling the quiet wisdom that has been with you all along. Good night, sleepy soul. Your heart will take it from here.